of potential corruption in DC. Lobbyists funded by the Saudi government spent more than $250,000 renting hotel rooms in Trump's Washington hotel soon after the 2016 election. The lobbyists paid to send US military veterans to Capitol Hill to push back on a law the Saudis opposed. While the vets were originally sent to hotels in Northern Virginia, the lobbyists switched to the Trump International Hotel less than a month after Trump beat Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election. Some of the vets interviewed said they were not told that Saudi Arabia was involved in organizing and funding the trips. Oh, what do you know? It was deceptive. One political operative who helped coordinate the trips told the Post that the hotel, located just minutes from the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue, was chosen because it offered a discount on its nightly rate at that time of $768 and had nothing to do with influencing Trump.
No, of course
nothing
not.
to do, but they did rent 500 rooms in a 3-month period. Again, more than $250,000. Money that's funneled from a foreign power to lobbyists to the president while he is in charge of that policy. Like, he's shaping the course of a relationship with that country, and he's making more than $250,000. So
to be fair to them though, I mean, how could they turn down that low rate of $768 per night? I mean, they're practically giving it away. Jesus Christ, man, that's like, I don't know, a month's worth of hotels for us.
Okay. I had one of my first apartments in Connecticut when I was going to college was $375 a month. Jesus Christ.
So now, the Saudis did have one more thing to say in their defense. They said, look, at least we didn't dismember anyone. Okay, okay, well, I didn't know you were that merciful in this particular case. So, and if you're thinking, guys, come on, if you're one of those MAGA knuckleheads, the Trump's a billionaire, he doesn't need that, he's got like 10 or 12 or 3 billion or whatever he's got, right? What does he need $270,000 for? Are you kidding me? This is the 2-bit scam artist who's charging people $5,000, $15,000, $30,000 at Trump University and giving them nothing. He's running like 2-bit operation over there, trying to rip people off $10,000 at a time. For him, like $270,000, he's like, oh my God, I'm rich, right? So, and yes, that's a big deal to transfer all those rooms. You think, come on, even if you're a MAGA guy, you think the Saudis did that by coincidence or because they were, because in Northern Virginia, I know, I lived in Washington. The hotels are a lot cheaper than they are at the Trump Hotel right in the middle of Washington, DC. They're nowhere near 700 some odd dollars in Arlington and other areas in Virginia. It's a preposterous statement, and you don't believe that either. You know they were trying to influence Trump. And in this case, it's not like Trump is like, he used the excuse of like, hey, it goes to the defense industry. The defense contractors are getting rich, so it's all right. If you like that excuse, okay, fine, right?
I think it's terrible. But
right, yeah, but in this case, no, it's going straight into Trump's pocket. We used to have a word for that. I think it was called a bribe.
Yeah.
Right? And there is a provision in the Constitution that doesn't allow you to do that. It's called the Emoluments Clause. I wish they had a different name for it. That's awkward, but it's right there. But we've gotten so used to Donald Trump taking illegal and unconstitutional actions that we're overwhelmed. We're like, okay, chalk another one up and let's move on.
Exactly. Now, thankfully, some people are challenging it. So back in June 2017, a complaint was filed in DC federal court. More than 24 senators and more than 160 House members argued that Trump, quote, has chosen to accept numerous benefits from foreign states without first seeking or obtaining congressional approval in violation of the Constitution's so-called Emoluments Clause, what I call the emo clause. It's not catching on, it turns out. But yeah, this was just one of the cases. They had already filed that complaint, and now we're finding out more and more ways that money is being directly funneled to Donald Trump, to his family, and to the organization.
Yeah, and so in case you're, again, wondering if this is normal or not, if you haven't been following politics all along, no, it's not remotely normal. What presidents normally do is they sell their assets and they put them in a blind trust. And so they don't know where the trust is. A lot of politicians do that. Some of the politicians are cheesy, as you're not gonna be surprised by that no matter where you are on the political spectrum. And they'll have trusts that aren't so blind. They largely know where the money is, but no one has been as brazen as Donald Trump, where he's like, it's not a blind trust. He knows exactly where his hotels are or where all of his properties are. He says, no, it's okay. You're supposed to have someone not attached to you running it, right? He's like, no, it's okay, my sons are running it. so you know how you're getting paid and your family's running it. That's not within miles of a blind trust.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah, it's not enough that you feel no emotional attachment to them. I don't want you communicating with them either.
So money directly into his pocket. The Saudis know it. But it's, John, last thing, let's be fair. It's not like he did the Saudis any favors, did he?
How much would someone have to pay you to cover up a brutal torture and murder?
Apparently,
$250 million.
Apparently about $270,000, let alone all the other business he was trying to do with Saudi Arabia during the campaign. So there was a big news story that Russia, he was trying to do the Trump Tower in Moscow with Russia, and that's gigantic, and that might have been part of the collusion, et cetera. But it's also collusion with Saudi Arabia because he was also trying to do business while campaigning with Saudi Arabia. And hey, wink, wink, if I win, we make this thing happen. And then right after he wins, the Saudis are like, oh, here's all this money. That's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
It is clearly meant to influence the president of the United States so that he doesn't work for us, he works for the Saudis. Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.